Greetings, YouTube. I am currently standing in Portland, Maine. My wife and I have decided to come here and spend part of our day, meet up with some friends, have some lunch, walk around downtown, and just enjoy ourselves. We haven't been here in 7 years. And one of the first places I've come today, in fact, the first place I've come today after parking the car, is here. The Fun Box, Monster Emporium, Coast City. And this is a comic store. Yeah, quick panorama of the place. And I'm going to take you inside and give you a tour. Because everybody needs a small thing. And here is one of the proprietors. And what is the proprietor's name?
I am Ross Kearney. Hello. I work here.
Here's my charming wife. Say hello, charming wife.
Hello. Ouija board shirt.
Cool. We're getting a Ouija board shirt. They have some really cool shirts here, including the Ouija board shirt. And I kind of like that skull and crossbones shirt. And they have a badger, because you know, who doesn't need a badger?
Because Honey Badger doesn't give a.
Right, exactly. Honey Badger doesn't give a. And they have a really nice selection of old school toys. I mean, check this out, man. That's just cool. And an entire G.I. Joe aircraft carrier. That's neat. Oh, they carry comics. This is their perfect bound graphic novel wall. They carry lots of figures. I'm quite impressed with the number of figures they've got here. I mean, from, like, that's an obscure robot. And they have G.I. Joe style figures, all kinds of G.I. Joe vehicles. We got some Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle figures, which is cool. More here. And one of the reasons I came here today was for the used gaming section, which, in fact, I just picked out a book. I'll be picking up the 3.5 version of the Monsternomicon, my favorite monster book I've ever read, and I've reviewed that on my channel. Some He-Man figures. I don't even actually recognize that toy, but it is cool looking. Then we have some figures in the Spawn line. Vehicles, wrestling figures, more wrestling figures, a skateboard.
It's actually a snow.
Oh, sorry, snowboard. Snorks! Snorks! Snorks are cool. And of course, it would not be complete if there were not a whole lot of Star Wars stuff. I find interesting, and I saw this book up here, Star Wars Stamp Collecting, and I didn't know that there were Star Wars stamps. Then we have a lot of older, like full-scale toys from the Star Wars line. And there's an octopus, because you know, who doesn't need an octopus? Millennium Falcon, Slave 1, a bat kite, an entire selection, pinball machines, and arcades. And they have some newer role-playing games. More cabinet with collectibles. Whole entire wall of buttons. And I saw this and it made me smile because this is the only second copy of this game I have ever seen, the first copy of it being in my own collection. Some old school and television. I mean, it may have a television system. You just don't see that. ColecoVision. The Super Nintendo missile launcher. This is just cool. Some old Ataris. I had one of those when I was years and years ago. Cabinet of games and cartridges. Then they have a whole bunch of figures, both old school stuff and some of the new stuff like the reissues. We got some masks. some Mezco monsters, some Spawn McFarlane figures. I thought these figures were pretty cool. Really cool. Like I really like that skull figure there. It's kind of neat. And they've got some of these alternative characters. Batman character from different alternative settings, like Batman as a barbarian and Batman as a witch hunter, 17th century witch hunter. Then we have some of the brightest day, darkest night, blackest night figures, which I never got into that line, but I have to admit that some of the character designs are cool. Some larger figures up here. But let me turn you around. Just overall, I'm glad I stopped by, and it was a destination for us to come to Portland today. And we will be wandering around the town, and there may be footage later, there may not. I don't know. I haven't decided. We're now going to go hopefully hook up with my friend Greg and his charming daughter Chloe. So, have a good one. And once again, I am still in Portland, and I just found an opportunity to take a shot at some horses, which is pretty darn cool. And the trolley that they are pulling. And while we were in Portland, Maine, we discovered him. And you know, what city doesn't need your very own Sasquatch or Bigfoot? And he is quite impressive, as you can see with the scale of my wife next to him. Also, still in Portland, and we have this rather cool statue of this really cool woman. And a war memorial. Has some really cool statues on it. Let me go around the other side, because there's a bus in my way. Go the way I just went. We're here, and we're down perusing these shops and restaurants, where my wife is currently purchasing herself a beverage of some variety. Apparently it's the Library of Congress tour. It's kind of cool. And I particularly like the statue. It has a very cool shield, which I like. I so do love armor and weapons. Let's see if I can get that a little closer. It's a little better. But I thought she was neat. Well, as you may have seen in the video segment I filmed earlier, I've got my Clockwork Orange shirt on today, which has been very well received. People actually noticed it, which I thought was cool. And since I'm home, I thought I'd show off some of the things that we acquired today. First, I'm going to show you off some of the things I picked up today, and then I'll show you some gifts I got. One of the things I picked up in Portland, Maine today was Ancient Egyptian Religions by Henry Frankfurt, which sounds vaguely familiar. I'm not sure if I've heard of him before. I may have read a reference at some point in the past. Studs Terkel Giants of Jazz, which I picked up for $1 at the grocery store. Cornell West, Democracy Matters, Winning the Fight Against Imperialism. I also picked up for $1. Caviar, The Strange History and Uncertain Future of the World's Most Coveted Delicacy. I have a strange fascination for books that are on a single, very tightly focused topic. I have books on salt, I have books on cod, I have books on the history of the color mauve, the first artificial color created for a dye. I don't know why, but I'm fascinated by these things, but I am. Heat pumps, an efficient heating and cooling alternative, which I also picked up for $1 at the grocery store. And the Amagurumi Animals, which is about making crocheted animals. My wife does crochet, and I picked this up for $3, which you can't really lose. My wife picked up a couple of pairs of jeans, which is kind of funny because she got them for $8 a piece, because these are adolescent jeans. My wife is small enough that she was able to fit in them.
And she's mildly embarrassed by that fact, which is why you might have just heard her go, "Ah!" in the background. Now, I saw a t-shirt at the comic store I was at today. This t-shirt, which I found at a thrift shop just down the block for $3. Not a bad deal. But at the comic store, my wife got a t-shirt, which is a Ouija board. And that's really, really cool. I know I've never actually used a Ouija board. And I got a copy of the Monsternomicon, the 3.5 version, because it is my favorite monster book of all time. I think it's the best that's been ever done for a D20 game. But I've got the 3.0 version, and I've been looking forward to finding 3.5, and I've never found a copy. So there you go. It made me kind of happy. I only found it for $20, and it's in a really nice shape. I will probably be selling my 3.0 version at some point. At the moment, it may or may not be packed away. I'm not sure. I got a 4-pack of these from my father, which he probably got at a ridiculously low price because my father, like myself, is a bargain hunter. And my wife got me a couple of gifts. She got me a pair of acorn fleece socks, which is great because my feet don't have great circulation, and comfy socks are always a blessing. She also got me this. Well, the bag is mine. What's in the bag, however, is what she got me. This. It is a solar power kit. It's got a little port right here where you can hook up different tip adapters. You put this in the sun, and there's a hole right here where you can put a stick, a pencil. A pencil came with it, oddly, and you put this on the ground, and then you can then tip it like this, get the right angle so it's facing the sun at as close to 90 degrees as possible from where you are. Or you can stick it in your window or in a car, on a car dash or something. It's going to be less efficient if the sunlight's going through a window, but this means you could keep your cell phone charged or a GPS unit in your vehicle, which I have a problem. My GPS unit always runs out of energy. So I'm going to try this and put this in the car and try it next time I'm in the car. When I'm not in the car, when I've got the car parked in the sunlight, throw this on the dash, see what happens. If it just doesn't let it get uncharged any further, just holds the battery charge level, that's cool. And any gain, it's a bonus. So I thought this is really cool. I'd actually looked at one of these in the past, and in fact, I think I showed her a link to it once. But she works for a company that she can get a discount from. One of the things I love about these things is I love the crystals. The crystals are just so cool. You know, I love the crystal structure in a crystal screen like that. I think they're awesome. So I had a really good birthday. The keyboard I'm using, the one I showed off recently with the yellow and black keys, was a birthday gift from my mother. And my sister sent me an awesome card. The card itself is, it's just a fairly standard Snoopy birthday card, but it's classic from like the early 1960s, when Snoopy had just been introduced. However, what's cool is this. This was signed by my nephew Calvin, who is going to be 2 in October. And I think that I will be keeping this particular card because I want to be able to show this to him when he's 16, which will probably embarrass him to no end, but I will think is really, really cute. So, I hope you enjoyed the videos that we put together today. We had fun, and I will probably be doing a birthday video some Friday, Sunday morning before we go out, and for breakfast. We're leaving fairly early, so that's why I did the birthday gifts tonight, and I didn't want to do them tomorrow morning. And I'm too impatient to wait till after we do breakfast. I'm going out for pancakes, which will be the first time I had pancakes in 3 years. Today I had a chocolate bar. First time I've had a chocolate bar in 3 years, and it was really, really good. So I hope you all had a good weekend, and if you are in America, enjoy Labor Day.